Hey Tyson, this is Adrian Gomez. Apologize for not getting this to you sooner. Things have been kind of crazy here. Um, just looking at just an overall synopsis of his throwing. He's trying to his upper body and his lower body are rotating together, and I want his lower body to rotate first. So his upper body needs to stay in that position right there, all the way till there. Like I think his chest right there when he plants should be all the way back. He should be holding that and creating a lot of tension, in his core right here. Hips should be forward and his upper body should be back. And if he can do that, I think that's going to help a ton with his velocity. Let's get in. That's just overall, just looking at that stuff, but let's look into the actual stuff. So 126 out of back leg squat. He's not squatting very much. He could get probably down to here. That's 110. He's got to sit for a longer period of time. As soon as he wants to throw, his hips actually come up and his back leg comes off the ground. So he cannot push the ball. He can't push the ball when he wants to because his back leg is completely off the ground. So power of the back leg, that's definitely still a weakness. Big time. Have a big internally rotated front knee right here. The camera moves a little bit, so at least 24 degrees. Somewhere in there, but internally rotated front knee. The knee needs to be over that ankle to be able to be supported. The angle at which the front leg hits, he's sitting at about 126. This needs to be higher. So he needs to plant at a higher angle, 135 and above, ideally like 140 plus. That back leg comes back, but the upper body is able to drive through. So there's a reciprocal action there that, if done properly, he'll be able to increase velocity for sure. But that front knee definitely needs to be more stable, internally rotated, and angle at plant leg needs to be higher. As he plants, this is an angle at foot strike, 113, so there's flexibility in there, which is good. We want that, but we also want that knee to come back and that back leg to stay on the ground as long as he can. So, all right. So that's a weakness. That's not a weakness. So power of the back leg, definitely a weakness. Back leg's coming off, so there's no continuation push in the back leg. The angle at which he plants his front leg is too low. Needs to be a lot higher, and his front knee is internally rotated, which is also an issue. So you'll find these at 212athlete.com on the video library under weakness, lower body weaknesses. So, all right, posture, ball release. You're what we call a B posture. This would be an A posture. This would be a C posture. You're a B posture, and what that means is we want to keep your upper body back as long as you can. So it's not bad. Okay, so just remember, lock that chest in. I think if you can do a better job of staying back in that spine and not letting that spine rotate into plant leg, like you should be this far back once you plant. So you're going to be able to rotate a lot faster if you're able to create that tension in your core. All right, let's look at release point. Right there, your release point's quite a bit outside of your front foot, which is awesome. That's not an issue. Stacking, your lower half like we talked about that. I mean, that lower half needs to be, down in here. I mean, we need to be really squatted, but that upper half, needs to be back behind that front foot and not rotated. I can see your whole back there. It would be one thing if I could see your whole back and you didn't rotate forward too early, but you rotate back and you start rotating early so you can be on time. And I think you should stay back longer. That's what we call a stack. So the upper body needs to roll back and the lower body needs to stay low. And if I draw a line off those hips, the hips should stay there, if not go lower. Okay. All right. So stacking, definitely something you need to work on, more upper body than lower body, although the lower body needs help as well. We're going to look at front glove. Let's look at where your front glove goes. It doesn't pinch early, and that's what's going to help you rotate well. And it kind of falls. So definitely an issue, front glove, rotating around that. The shoulder blade needs to be pinched on that front side, that glove side. Once that's there, you're going to be able to rotate a lot faster. Okay, let's look at high elbow, which I believe not too bad. 180 degrees is ideal. You're a little bit elevated. You can see right here your elbows is above your shoulders. And then you drive through. So it's a little bit elevated, especially here. And that's going to put pressure on the labrum as well as your elbow. So, all right. So high elbow, definitely an issue. You do a good job of coming through and fixing that a little bit. But definitely something I want you to work on. We're going to look at chest extension next. About 48 degrees, which is what we want you to do. So you do a very good job of doing that. If we could support your front leg, I think a combination of this is your back leg needs to be more supported in the ground. So off the top of my head, box drill 1, box drill 2, walking torics, walking windups, all of those drills that incorporate that back half that are really going to help keep that back leg on the ground. So if let's say I take a measurement off of your chest, see at release point, your leg should be right on there, but it's not on the ground, and so that's the support that we need. We need that triple extension with the arm, torso, and leg all in one line, and that's going to help you increase your velocity and timing. So, let's chest extension. Last one, chromial line. That's something that I want you to work on. You're crossing and putting your arm in a delay that you don't really need to. You could load that scap right now. That load comes out right there. I should see that elbow back in here a little bit further. That back shoulder needs to be pinched for a longer period of time. That's going to help you keep that elbow from being so high. I think your elbow is a little bit high there. You need to sink that shoulder blade down and push that elbow down. Ideally, it should be, right off the shoulder. It should be a little bit further down, and that's going to help you, load that scap and then just be able to drive. So you do have an acromial line issue. You're crossing your upper body, and that forces you to open up your body sooner than later. releasing tension that you should be creating tension on. And the last one, which is what we call an arm flyout, I don't believe you have. It's not an issue. So all in all, power to the back leg, that angle needs to improve. Internally rotated front knee, angle at front leg, this knee needs to come back. Stacking, your upper body needs to stack a lot better. What else? Front glove needs to be supported and rotated a little bit earlier. What else? That back leg needs to stay on, so that's power to the back leg. That's going to help a lot. Front glove and high elbow, a little bit of a high elbow there for sure. We're going to help that for sure. I think it should make your arm feel pretty good too. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you sending this in. Apologize for it not getting to you sooner than I had anticipated. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.